this and that you're gonna have to leave. I came from the mountain, the crust of creation, my whole situation made from clay to stone.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the January episode of WTHS Monthly Rewind Season 9. I'm Joe.
And I'm Lindsay. We're back in the swing of things in 2005 and ready to give you all the news from WTHS.
So let's start our first episode of the new year. Mid-year is here, and Chris Kayaza reports on how township students are doing so far.
The school year is halfway over, and for our freshman class, that means almost finishing their first grueling year of high school. For the class of 2005, it means one step closer to graduation. Time seems to fly between freshman and senior year, but think back to your freshman year. The overwhelmingness of the big hallways, the fear of upperclassmen, and who could forget the pods. But as freshmen, did we really know what to expect about high school? Freshman year is a year for many firsts. Your first day of high school, your first football game, and your first dance. Kelly Cushman, now a senior, was interviewed the first day of her freshman year.
Big, and some classes are hard to find. The teachers don't really help you find stuff. Well, there's not a lot of bathrooms here. I don't know where they are.
As a freshman, entering a new high school is not an easy task. Freshmen are faced with many new things, like picking their classes and preparing for the SATs. But as tough as freshman year may seem, is it really the most stressful year?
My senior year has been really stressful with applying to colleges and looking at colleges and trying to figure out what I want. It's a really big decision. And compared to freshman year, it's definitely a lot harder. Freshman year was scary, but it was a lot easier.
While many underclassmen may think that senior year is easy, think again. The overwhelmingness of picking a college and dealing with the fact that you'll be on your own next year is enough to drive anyone crazy.
As a freshman, you don't have as many financial worries and worries with your friends because everyone's going to be around for the next 4 years, and you're looking forward to the next 4 years. And more as a senior, everyone's they're looking forward to it, but then they're kind of holding back because they're scared for change and people worried about change and stuff.
Kelly Cushman, now a confident senior, explains her outlook on her high school experience.
When I was a freshman, I thought that high school was going to be really easy, and it was. It wasn't really stressful. And now, as a senior, with college and everything, it's been a lot more difficult. And now I know where the bathrooms are.
While freshman year is about your first high school experiences, senior year is all about your last. Your last powder puff game, your last dance, and the last time you'll ever walk the halls of WTHS. So think about the first time you walked the halls of WTHS. Were you scared that you never make it to your senior year? Time seems to fly between freshman and senior year, but when you'd have to go back and do it all over again, which would you rather be, a freshman or a senior? This has been Krista Kayaza reporting for Monthly Rewind.
The boys basketball team has developed a rather large following with the Bleacher Creatures. Carly Sartorio tells us more.
You can feel the heat rising as the boys basketball team takes to the court in the 910 gym. It's the intensity of a group of students known as the Bleacher Creatures that have the halls echoing with chants and cheers. So who are these people and where did they come from? The idea of the original Bleacher Creatures was first brought about in 1988 by Mr. Leone, who is currently a police officer here at WTHS. Officer Leone, Mr. Blank, and a few others put together a cheering section for the boys basketball team in hopes for a better crowd. When Mr. Blank discontinued his coaching career for WTHS in 1990, the Bleacher Creature organization came to a halt. It was, however, brought back this year as Mr. Blank came back to the freshman boys basketball team as a coach.
I talked to Nick Bowen and Christy Viola and Mark Natale, and they kind of liked the idea.
The Bleacher Creatures this year has been a great success. With a hope of at least 50 members joining, they reached a surprising total of 78 members. For only $8 to join, you receive a Bleacher Creature t-shirt, reserved seating at all home games, discount to restaurants with a membership card, and a chance to win prizes at the halftime shootout during every game. The DECA organization is not expecting profit out of the money raised from this fundraiser. $7.50 of the money goes to MBM for the making of the t-shirts, and the rest is donated to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia.
We've already collected a lot of money, so 50 cents of everyone's donation is going to the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. So we raised about $50 for the Children's Hospital.
The members of the Bleacher Creatures hope that their regular attendance to the games will have a positive effect on the performance of the team.
During the game, when we're playing, it helps bring up our intensity and helps us play a lot better. It makes us play with a lot more emotion.
It's harder for opposing teams to come play at our house because everyone's going nuts, and gets our players more pumped up and ready to play because all their friends are out there rooting for them and going crazy.
I know that at our games, the students had a lot of fun at the games, and we had big crowds. And I know as a player, having an enthusiastic crowd and have a lot of people there rooting, it helps you. You know, it kind of motivates you to want to do well.
Everyone knows that playing on your home court is a huge advantage, but it's the fans that bring the intensity to the game. So next time you're at a game cheering on the Minutemen, why not take advantage of this great opportunity? Become a Bleacher Creature, because intensity wins. This has been Carly Sartoria reporting for Monthly Rewind.
Many students at WTHS work hard at various jobs outside of school. Lauren McGuire explains.
Senior year is jam-packed with a schedule of events. From football Fridays to senior prom. There doesn't seem to be enough time in the schedule to get everything done. But still, after 6 hours at WTHS, many seniors find the time to work. But with working comes responsibilities, and with responsibilities come sacrifices.
Yeah, I was willing to give up like my social life and my cheerleading and basically my life altogether to work.
Whether it was sports and friends or just organizing your time, even the smallest of sacrifices could be the difference between a couple dollars or asking your parents for money.
It's really helping with like not having to ask my parents for money and stuff.
Well, it's necessary if you don't have a mommy and daddy that gives you everything. So, yeah, I think it's pretty necessary for me at least.
The reason why seniors work so many hours is to save up. But there are some necessary expenses that seniors are willing to crack open the piggy bank for.
Saving up to pay, got the monthly car insurance bills, and then whatever you need for your car.
Car insurance, gas, I drive, a big truck.
From everyday expenses to cover daily transportation, seniors are constantly spending the dollars to get everything done. And this being the big year, there are many expenses just for seniors.
Spending money for a senior trip. I'm going to help my parents buy my dress for senior prom, stuff like that. A lot of senior stuff.
So is working a benefit or an option? Many would say benefit because it prepares you for so many things.
Yeah, it's a benefit because it won't be so much of a shock after you graduate. You won't be like, oh, what do I do now? Because you already have experience.
Yes, it's a benefit. It gives you extra money to hang out with your friends, but it does take up time.
Even though working has its benefits, it's still an option to have a job. But there are many important qualities of being a working student.
It's an option, but I feel bad asking my parents, so I guess if you have money, then it's not a big deal, but
I think it's an option, but we all need to because it shows responsibility.
There's an old saying, money makes the world go round, and that may be true now more than ever. Some people are lucky enough to have parents that give allowance, but for some students, their only source of spending money is to get a job. We all have expenses we're paying for. Whether it be car insurance, buying new clothes, or saving up for senior trip, the working members of the senior class here at WTHS are meeting their responsibilities head on. So whether working hours take place at Wendy's, McDonald's, or even Kohl's, senior students have made sacrifices, managed to attend senior events, saved up, and enjoy being a part of the class of 2005. This has been Laura McGuire reporting for Monthly Rewind.
Washington Township Model United Nations went to their annual conference in Hershey, Pennsylvania to demonstrate their skills. Christine McGuire attended the conference and tells us a little bit about Model UN.
The Model United Nations Conference takes place here at the wonderful Hershey Lodge in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Delegates from 4 different states attend this regional conference for 3 days where students take part in a simulation of the workings of the real United Nations. WTHS has been participating as a club for 20 years. Starting in October, students begin to attend weekly meetings, preparing themselves for this conference. After hours of hard work educating themselves on the countries they represent, the students are able to intelligently advocate their country's standpoint. Model UN teaches teens how to debate, accumulate knowledge, and familiarize themselves with world issues.
Model United Nations is a mock United Nations program in which kids from our high school get involved in simulating United Nations issues by taking the points of views of countries that they've been assigned.
Delegates are to research their country and the topics they've been assigned to. After writing a position paper and filling out a country data sheet, the delegate is expected to represent their country at the conference. These delegates are certain that Model UN will benefit them in the long run.
It's preparing young people to get out into a debating setting if they want to be diplomats or maybe get into government.
At the conference, the students focused on writing resolutions with other countries to fix the problems facing that committee. Then, these issues are debated. After a vote, the resolution either passes or fails. This not only teaches students to defend their ideas and think quickly on the spot, but it also teaches them how to compromise with others.
By meeting people halfway on issues, you also have to be able to see through the eyes of the other person. So you have to be able to put yourself in their shoes and see in a different perspective, something you normally wouldn't do. And once you're able to do that, things become much easier and you're able to find ways to agree on things you normally wouldn't agree on.
Emily Long, Washington Council Delegation, Sudan, Sir Chair.
After 3 long days, delegates are better prepared to debate, speak in front of an audience, and are made aware of the issues facing the United Nations. Although it may seem as if most of this conference is dedicated to hard work and long committee sessions, Model UN delegates always leave Hershey with an overwhelming sense of accomplishment. For Monthly Rewind, this has been Christine McGuire.
The boys' swim team is coming out of the water with a new season. Allie Clark tells us about the guys.
Swim practice today. Excuse me, where's the pool? Excuse me, where's the pool? Excuse me, do you know where the pool is? Where's the pool? Well, I couldn't find the pool, so I'm practicing without it. But wait, where the boys practice?
It turns out the boys practice at Rowan University. From 3 to 4 Monday through Friday, the boys work up a sweat in the water. Whether it be the breaststroke, freestyle, backstroke, or butterfly, the boys take their best stroke to Camden County Votech School for their dual meets, where they race against the other team and the clock. They say practice makes perfect. So what are the practices like?
Yeah, they can be a pretty good workout from time to time.
When we're resting up for a meet, they're not that bad. Most of the time, they're hard.
The practices are good workout for the boys, no doubt about that. But many of the boys are involved in other activities, causing them to miss practices.
The guys come to practice, I feel like they are working. I'd like more of a turnout for practice. Guys are involved in National Honor Society and some other things also. But when they're here, they are working and putting out their best effort.
Even though the boys swim in their individual races, the team supports each other as they cheer on their teammates.
My teammates try to cheer me on by yelling at me when I'm swimming.
Usually your teammates will come up to you and they'll say, don't worry about it, good luck, just go get them.
Another part of the swim team many people don't know about is the diving team. With a limited amount of male divers, the 4 of them work together and support each other as they overcome their nervousness before the meets.
I definitely get nervous up on the board because you're up there and everyone's watching you. You're by yourself, so you don't really have much support. But I have support from my coaches and the other divers. So.
With a new set of seniors this year, the 4 of them are stepping it up as role models for the underclassmen.
We're trying to help the younger guys, just make them get better.
Yeah, I think Eric Shore and Tom Canataro, they're doing a pretty good job this year.
The boys have their own expectations for the swim season, but when asked what their goals are for the team, they all agree on one.
Our goals are to win as many meets as we possibly can.
Qualify for the state tournament like last year.
Bored? Worn down? Sleepy? Not these guys. The boys continue to challenge themselves every day at practice and meets. As they race against the clock and their opponent, their teammates are there jumping up and down, cheering each other on with never-ending support. The seniors continue to encourage the underclassmen to do their best. So as the season swims on, the boys will work as hard as they can to meet their goals. This has been Allie Clark reporting from WTHS Monthly Rewind.
It's time for our monthly senior feature. Joe Velasco reports on aspiring fashion designer and current WTHS student, Stephanie Morano.
Stephanie Morano, senior here at Washington Township High School, is involved in many clubs such as FCCLA, DECA, National Honor Society, and the National Art Honor Society. Participating in the art program here at WTHS, Stephanie has done several paintings and drawings, which many have been displayed in her own showcase here at the core of our school. Stephanie is also enrolled in the sewing classes at WTHS, which is actually just a taste of what she'll be experiencing in the future. What differs Stephanie from other students is that she wants to go to college and eventually have a career in fashion design. And yes, Stephanie has already experienced this career by designing dresses which have already been modeled in the student fashion shows at Moore College of Art and Design in Philadelphia. When Stephanie was only 8 years old, her mother enrolled her in sewing classes at the rag shop. This was her mother's idea, but Stephanie enjoyed it because she was always been interested in fashion by reading fashion magazines and watching television shows about style.
For the sewing lessons, it was my mom's idea for me to start sewing lessons because she had a little bit of a background sewing just from her mother sewing and everything. So she wanted me to just have these few basic things, and then I really got into it.
Stephanie would say her inspirations are Dolce & Gabbana, which are her favorite designers because of their exotic styles. Christina Aguilera is also another inspiration to Stephanie.
She's not afraid to do what she wants. She doesn't really worry about what other people say. So
Stephanie first got started in fashion shows because her art teacher, Mr. Duca, would give her forms for the Young Artist Workshop programs. Every semester they have a different course you can take. This program is very beneficial because it gets you more involved with the college and it gets you better chances to receive scholarships if you plan on applying to this school. Stephanie first experienced her first fashion show during her junior year of high school. This fashion show was based on Schiaparelli and Chanel, which are arch rivals. Stephanie made a woman's suit, which was very hard to make because of the silk lining. To participate in the fashion show, the first step is to develop 30 designs. Out of these 30 designs, you have to make at least 2 outfits. Stephanie knew she wanted to do a collection, so she made 3 dresses. Stephanie then knew she wanted her 3 best friends to model these dresses.
So I did the 3 designs, and I knew my 3 models were going to be my 3 best friends, and so I know what their style is, and I know how I like their figures to look in certain things. My one friend is real insecure about her lower body, so I made the dress real fitted up top and then flow out at the bottom. My one friend really likes corsets, so I made the one top like a corset top. And my one friend really likes things to be tight and fitted, so I made everything real fit to her body. And then we had to take the measurements and everything, and I bought patterns and I adjusted the patterns to their measurements and then sewed them.
The day of the fashion show, Stephanie was still working on her dresses that morning, which was a stressful moment, which also made her nervous for the fashion show.
Well, I wasn't really nervous that day about doing the fashion show. I was more nervous the night before because I didn't have everything done yet, so I had to rush and I had to finish my final dress and I had to make the fur soles and everything that went with it and put all the grommets in and all that stuff. So I was up until 9:30 that morning, and then I had to get in the shower and we had to go, and I had to do hair and makeup and everything. It was crazy, but it's a lot of fun. It's high energy kind of stuff, and I really enjoy it. So
finally, the fashion show is over, which makes Stephanie relieved. All her hard work was paid off.
I was relieved, and I was excited because a lot of people really responded to it. They liked it a lot. People came up to me afterwards and were complimenting me and stuff, so it was cool.
Now that the fashion show is over, Stephanie still keeps herself busy with schoolwork and making portfolios for schools such as the Fashion Institute of New York.
I really want to go to the Fashion Institute of Technology in New York. They're a really high-profile school, and once you graduate from the school, they help you get into a job and everything, so it'll get you started on your way. So it's good.
Being an active student here at Washington Township High School, Stephanie Morano keeps herself busy by being in many clubs and especially being a fashion design major. By participating in the art and sewing classes now, she is preparing herself for a career in the fashion design in the future. Stephanie's talents will allow her to pursue and succeed in following her dream of eventually becoming a famous fashion designer. This has been Joe Velasco reporting for WTHS Monthly Rewind Season 9.
National Honor Society students were recently celebrated at their annual ceremony. Amy Fasella tells us more.
National Honor Society is a club that was developed to honor all the juniors and seniors who have shown excellent leadership skills and have excelled in their academics. In order to be a member, a student must apply and therefore be accepted. If accepted, the student must attain 5 hours of community service each year. They must also be available to tutor other students in a subject that they know well. All of these things are what is done if you are accepted into NHS, but what does it really take to impress the executive board?
To get into NHS, I got a 93 GPA, and you get sheets to fill for all the service credit that you've done throughout the community.
Well, I kept up my grades each year starting from freshman year, and I made sure I had at least 2 after-school activities each year. And I didn't specifically go out and do something community service, but if the opportunity came up, I'd make sure I did it.
To get into NHS, they sent us a packet, and we had to participate in a lot of extracurricular activities, as well as community service.
There is a rumor floating around that if you are in NHS, you will be accepted into any college of your choice. This is great for motivation to do well and be accepted into NHS, but obviously it isn't true. But colleges do, however, smile upon it.
I think NHS will help me in the future. Colleges especially look at it very favorably, and it's just something that everybody looks very highly upon.
I want to go to NYU, and it's a really selective school. So I think that having NHS on my college application will be a big factor in getting in.
One of the main reasons why the National Honor Society was founded in the first place was to give the students who have worked hard throughout their high school years something to make them feel like it was all worth it. One way the organization tried to show their appreciation is by holding an induction ceremony for all the members.
I thought it was a nice ceremony, but it was too long to read all the senior comments to the teachers.
I think it's kind of long, but it's a good thing. It's makes people happy and feel good about themselves, and it's a good time.
I really liked it. Actually, I heard it from people beforehand that it was going to be really long and drawn out and boring, but when I got there, I didn't think that it was very boring. I didn't think that it was too long.
National Honor Society is a very prestigious club that gives freshmen and sophomores something to look forward to and pushes them to do their very best. Most of the members who have already been accepted say that they feel honored to be a part of something great. They say that with all the opportunities they have been given in NHS, all their hard work has paid off. This has been Amy Fasella reporting for WTHS Monthly Rewind.
Washington Township students have been picking up guitars. Washington Township students have been picking up guitars with our currently expanding guitar class. Lindsay Zola steps into the music class and tells us more.
If you attended any of the school's winter concerts this year, you probably saw what you'd come to expect from the WTHS music department. Top-notch performances from the band, orchestra, and chorus. But if you stayed during the intermission, then you saw something new, guitar. The guitar class has brought an exciting new element to the program. Even though these performances were the first time many people saw the classes in action, this was far from their debut. In fact, the class has been building a steady following for over 3 years. The program began here at WTHS in 2001, after many students had asked their guidance counselors about instituting a guitar class into the curriculum. Teacher Mr. Janicki was hired that year. Along with one of his students, he offers up a possible explanation as to the class's steady rise in popularity.
I think the class became popular because, the music that's out there right now, and everyone wants to play guitar.
It's guitar, it's not a violin or a tuba, and everyone's accepted in guitar.
This class certainly has seen an increase in popularity in the 3 short years since its inception. It now boasts 3 levels and is taught in 2 different rooms in the school. Many of the students who are enrolled in the class already know how to play guitar informally, so their reasons vary as to why this class appealed to them.
I already knew how to play guitar, and I just wanted to get a lot of more theory down. I wanted to learn how to read notes better and stuff like that.
To learn more about different styles I don't know about, like jazz and classical and stuff like that.
By the 3rd year of guitar, Janicki gets pretty in-depth into music theory, and his students walk away with knowledge that is not much different from what students would learn in the band or orchestra. Guitar, though, has a more relaxed atmosphere that some students tend to prefer.
I think you can be more creative with this class because we have a chance to do chords, and you can it shows you how to write your own things with chords, and we sometimes once in a while we'll play a song on the radio that Mr. Janicki will teach us, as opposed to like orchestra and band. I think they kind of always do like classical things.
In guitar, there's so many different kinds of people, and everyone's accepted. And it's more of a class, and it's still music, but with more attitude.
It's true that guitar class attracts a different kind of student as opposed to the band or orchestra. But when you look around the classroom, you see all kinds of different people hoping to learn all different kinds of music.
There's different students, you know, like I said, from guys that are in sports, and it's just not all the hardcore kids with the piercings and spiky hair anymore. It was at the beginning, but I think it kind of broke the whole stereotype of what a guitar player should be.
The WTHS guitar program is now more popular than ever, with its numbers expanding each year. Students become well versed in music notation and theory, but they're also able to explore the more contemporary side of rock music as well. The band or orchestra could provide you with formal training, but if you really want to rock, look no further than the WTHS guitar program. This has been Lindsay Zoad reporting for Monthly Rewind. Season 9.
It's time for our monthly teacher feature. Jenna Romano tells us some changes that have been happening with our graphics teacher, Mr. Whalen.
Jenna Romano, please come to Mr. Whalen's office. Jenna Romano, please come to Mr. Whalen's office.
One of the biggest fears of most high school students is being called down to the office. Because WTHS is such a large school, we have 7 administrators. They each have different personalities and their own ways of handling situations. As of the beginning of January, Mrs. Petrowski, a vice principal in the 910 wing of the high school, left on maternity leave. This opened a window of opportunities for aspiring administrator Mr. Steve Whalen. Mr. Whalen is new to the administration department, but not to the Washington Township School District. He started his career 17 years ago teaching technology education at Orchard Valley Middle School. After teaching there for a year, he transferred to Gloucester City, where he taught graphic arts and ran their district printing program. Whalen returned to Township 5 years ago to teach communications technology and graphic design, as well as run the district printing program here.
I really do enjoy the classroom. It's a lot of fun being up there with a good group of kids that really have a lot of aspirations in doing something with communication.
Even as a supervisor, Whalen still runs the Washington Township Public Schools printing press. He spends almost every day after school till around 5 printing, and even comes in on weekends.
Mr. Whalen was a really good teacher. He put a lot of effort into what he taught us in class, and if you needed extra help, you could come after school because he was always working on the printing press.
He is dedicated and will apply the same work ethic to his job as an administrator. Mr. Whalen spent 4 years training to become a principal, earning his master's degree at Rider. He also completed an internship last year with Township's own Mr. Cordner and Mr. Dempsey. Mr. Whalen plans to be a stern supervisor, modeling himself after Mr. Dempsey. His motto is,
"Don't do the crime if you don't want to do the time."
Mr. Whalen always found the classroom atmosphere to be thrilling and inspiring. However, he enjoys a change of air. Mr. Whalen explains that school is a whole different environment when you are an administrator.
Usually when you're in class, such as ours, where the kids are looking forward to being in the class, coming in and doing a lot of positive things, and basically trying to get the kids to leave class at the end of the period to go on to their other class, it's a great feeling. And unfortunately, being on the other side of the fence now, where I have to be a disciplinarian and I have to do all the bad things that that the kids think that we have to do, you don't always get the positive responses that you would want.
Although Mr. Whalen enjoys being a head honcho, his job is only temporary. Mrs. Petrowski's maternity leave ends May 1st, when Whalen will resume his position as a teacher.
I'm hoping that there'd be a full-time position for me in the district. Knowing that there's not one right now, I most likely will be going back to the classroom.
Mr. Whalen has worked hard during his teaching career, making WTHS his home, spending the majority of his time in the printing room. Leaving the classroom to become an administrator was difficult, but has proven to be a great joy and success. Hopefully, Mr. Whalen will be able to fulfill his dreams and find a job as an administrator. This has been Jenna Romano reporting for WTHS Monthly Rewind.
Gym classes at Washington Township provide a variety of different activities for their students. Michael DiMattesa fills us in on students' opinions about phys ed.
Washington Township athletes are not the only ones getting a workout at school. All students, athletes or not, are given the opportunity to exercise during the day. Gym class, however, is nothing like the way we remember recess, and many students have various opinions about the physical education process.
I don't really like gym because I'm not an athletic person, but I guess as a class it's okay.
I mean, it's important so you stay like in shape and everything, and I understand why they make you do it like 4 days a week, but some of the activities are just like pointless.
Well, I think gym can actually be fun if you try and participate.
Participation can actually be harder than it sounds, especially when you don't enjoy the activities. But the gym curriculum at WTHS offers a variety for its students.
I guess like we were playing ping pong and that's fine, and volleyball I liked, and Project Venture in freshman year was fun.
Like, we do bowling and that's fun, but we do a tournament that takes like 2 weeks, and some people do ping pong and like soccer and volleyball and stuff like that.
I think senior gym offers more fun activities in a way, but there is Project Adventure for the freshmen, I think.
Even with a good variety, some people still believe that certain activities can be a waste of time.
I think a lot of them really are kind of pointless, like crab soccer and stuff like that, but some of the activities where like volleyball and you build skills are worth it, I guess.
Some of the activities may seem pointless, and you can't please everyone, but gym classes still provide some very important lessons.
I think what they basically try and teach is like young adults need to stay in shape more and, exercise more and try and stay healthy, and they kind of try and take a little bit of the responsibility of getting them in that habit.
I think that they do teach like teamwork for volleyball and other different games, and how you can be competitive and like a good winner and like not a bad winner.
Even though many good things come out of physical education, there are still constant complaints about gym class.
I think people complain about gym because they're probably too lazy and they don't want to try effort during the school day, but the average person doesn't get enough exercise in their day, so we should have gym.
Well, even after all the sweat, you can't say that the gym activities here at WTHS don't have much variety. Although every activity may not be favorable with every single student, everyone's still participating and getting a workout during gym. For WTHS Monthly Rewind, this has been Michael DiMattesa.
The annual 24-hour dance-a-thon kept students awake at WTHS in aid of a good cause. Nicole Stefano attended the event in order to check up on what's been going on.
Washington Township High School has been sponsoring a 24-hour dance-a-thon called Monzo Madness to help raise money for the ALS Association. This event was named Monzo Madness in honor of Interact Club advisor Miss Naval's sister, who suffered with ALS. Each year there's a contest to see what couple can remain dancing the longest. Couples receive a 10-minute break every hour to get something to eat or drink and to sit down for a little while and rest their feet. So here I am now at the 2005 Monzo Madness with Dan Rods and Nelson McNaughton, Ashlyn Duttweiler and Dave Zappacosta, Karen Martin and Sean Patel and Melissa Pierce and Kate McEnany. They feel that they have what it takes to become this year's 2005 Monzo Madness Dance Champion. So throughout the night I'll be updating you on their progress to see who will last the longest. Tell the crowd has definitely gotten a lot smaller, so let's see how our couples are hanging in there. So how do you guys feel right now? We're feeling really good. We're pretty pumped, I'm not gonna lie. Right now, it's 2:30 in the morning. As you can tell, I'm pretty tired. Hopefully our dance competitors haven't given up yet, so let's check back on them. has been dancing for about 16 hours. There's about 20 teams left in this competition, and we already lost one, Shallon and Karen. They did fall asleep, and we have 3 left, so keep watching. Right now it's 9 o'clock in the morning, and over the night we lost 2 of our couples, Ashlyn and Dave and Shallon and Karen. They couldn't handle it, so they're not dancing anymore. But we still have Melissa and Kate and Dan and Nelson, and they're still going strong, so let's hope that they can last for 4 more hours.
I'm sorry.
There were a lot of competitors this year who were determined to win, but by 11 o'clock in the morning, there were still 13 dancers remaining. The DJ tried everything from speeding up the music to playing Cotton Eye Joe multiple times, but there was no stopping them. All 13 competitors won and ended up splitting up the prize, which was a duffel bag filled with watches, tickets to many different events, gift certificates, and even a signed CD from Bon Jovi himself. As you can see, dancing for 24 hours is a whole lot of fun, but also requires hard work.
It's pretty insane. I'd have to say I'm pretty dead tired right now.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. Totally. I'm dead tired.
Everyone who attended this year's Monzo Madness had a lot of fun, and for everyone who plans on attending next year, here's a tip from this year's champions.
Keep a pace. Don't go crazy the first couple hours, because then you're just going to tire yourself out. And just keep a steady pace throughout the night and take little power naps in between.
We really didn't cheat by using any caffeine drinks for you guys.
So basically, no, we
Yeah.
didn't have a strategy. We just went out there and danced.
We just tried to pace ourselves, really.
Well, staying overnight at the high school for 24 hours definitely made me tired, so I'm going to bed. This has been Nicole Stefano, reporting for Monthly Rewind.
The girls' basketball team is having a great season so far. Here's Andy Rohack with the story.
This year, the girls started off the season right with a win against Winslow and an emotional overtime victory against Cherry Hill East. Though last year's graduation did take a few key players off the roster, the leaders have taken it upon themselves to step it up and keep the team strong. They have a tough Olympic Conference schedule ahead of them, but both Coach Don Acosta and the girls are ready for the upcoming competition.
We prepared very, very hard in the beginning. We didn't have a Christmas tournament, and it's left to be seen whether or not that's going to hurt us or help us. We've had a tough week. Actually, last 10 days have been tough, but we're back on track and ready to go attack second time around. Right now, we're in tie for first place in the conference.
We're practicing hard every day, and we run a lot, keep us in shape for the Olympic conference.
Most teams have 1 or 2 leaders, but 5 of the girls are keeping the team pumped for competition.
There's a team, we're definitely the 4 seniors, and Amanda Jennings, because she's played up in previous years and she's a captain now, so we definitely look to her and the 4 seniors.
I definitely think the leaders are the captains and the 4 seniors, but I pretty much expect everyone to step up and play their part. So.
After last year's graduation, the girls lost a few key players, but seniors and underclassmen are stepping up to fill the holes graduation place on the team.
We just filled some shoes, although they were difficult. Jess Aggiamo, huge shoes to fill, and Linda Munch as well. Their friendships to the underclassmen, now seniors, are sadly missed, and their ability on the court. They were great leaders on the court, and they played the game very well.
Everyone's working hard. There's a lot of underclassmen stepping up, and the seniors are playing their role well, and I think we're good.
This year, the team made a few changes, and from what I gathered, they were for the better.
It's comprised of 4 seniors, and the remaining 16 are underclassmen, obviously. Strong experience, strong leadership.
The team this year I think is really strong because a lot of the girls are really close friends off the floor, and it just brings a lot of chemistry when we play together.
We're a fun bunch of girls. We all get along. We're pretty close. And, I don't know, we play good together.
We're a really good team this year. We're really fast and competitive, and hopefully we'll go to conference and win.
The girls seem ready and are always practicing for competition ahead. Losses from graduation seem to have no effect on their ability as a team. The leaders have taken the girls to multiple wins and are tied for first in their conference. This has been Andy Rojas reporting from Monthly Rewind.
With college around the corner for many seniors, Lauren Van Antwerp gives us some insight on the many scholarship opportunities available.
Most of WTHS seniors have a general sense of where their future will take them. The majority will go on to college after graduation, some staying close by at community colleges and surrounding New Jersey schools, while some will take their newfound freedom to further out-of-state locations. Congratulations to those students who have received their long-awaited acceptance letters. But don't breathe a breath of fresh air just yet. This is only the beginning. Unfortunately, like most things to be experienced in adulthood, college costs money. Some have money saved up or will rely on parents and student loans. However, the ever-growing route to take is scholarships. Out of a survey of 50 students, 46 said they plan on or have applied for scholarships.
Yes, I'm applying for scholarships, but I'm trying a hard time trying to find a very good one.
Unfortunately, finding scholarships and applying for them can be just as agonizing as the actual college application process. But have no fear, for guidance can ease your scholarship pains. Remember all of their help when it came to picking schools? Well, they'll also help you find and apply for scholarships that are right for you.
We can go over the whole process of completing the scholarship applications, point students in the right direction of where to get the scholarship information, help them fill it out if they need that, and encourage them to get in the scholarship applications. It's really the only way to get scholarship.
Also, your guidance counselor will review any completed applications and essays with you, as well as mail the final product.
Usually, I recommend to my students that with the scholarships, if it's something that they see advertised in the school, in the principal's newsletter, or in the senior news, that they can bring it back to the guidance office and that we will take care of it. We send it out in bulk, all of the scholarships for that particular thing. But if it's one that you found on the outside, if you just let your guidance counselor know what you need, a letter of recommendation, a transcript, or whatever, we can provide that for you in a sealed envelope, and then you can send that out.
Even if you have a tight schedule and are just looking to pick up some paperwork in between classes, the guidance department provides readily available applications in their office in the scholarships filing cabinet. Don't know where it is? Just ask for Miss McElhenney. She oversees all scholarships going in the filing cabinet and those offered to seniors through the senior news packets.
Kevin is right beside my desk. All the scholarships that are available are in there. They're alphabetical. If you find it's not in there, give me a yell, or if I'm not here, leave me a note, and we'll find it for you.
Why add one more stressful task onto your list this year? Senior year. Though it brings many difficult responsibilities and decisions, remember it is meant to be enjoyed. So cut yourself a break and take help while it's offered. Your guidance counselors are readily available should you wish to meet with them about scholarships, and you can certainly benefit from Mrs. McElhenney's help. So don't hesitate to stop by or make an appointment. This has been Lauren Van Antwerp for Monthly Rewind Season 9.
The bowling team has been knocking pins down left and right. Kenny Robinson goes to the alley to give us the story.
For many people, Brunswick Zone is a place for friends to go and bowl a few frames. But for the boys and girls varsity bowling team, this is their home lanes. The boys and girls are enjoying great success so far this season, but behind every successful team, there are strong leaders. The bowling team is no exception.
The team's captains handle a variety of responsibilities.
It's actually real tough to be captain because of the fact that you act as a liaison between what's going on with the team and the coaches, because the coaches don't always hear what's going on. So as a result, the captains have a lot of responsibility in kind of like monitoring the tone of the team, so to speak, and especially in bowling because there's two programs going on at the same time. There's a lot of interaction that the coaches may not see.
Not just anyone is chosen to be captain. It takes a special type of person to rise up to the challenge.
Well, based on years of experience and those who could lead by example, I chose Mandy Mazzio and Samantha Sarin and Crystal Williams for the girls, and Dan Martelli and Tom Carolla, who's the only junior of the five for the captains this year.
The captain's job is to motivate the players and get them ready for competitions. In addition, they are also people that the team comes to for advice when problems arise.
Usually the best way to motivate people is to do well. I mean,
you throw a strike and, you cheer a little bit or something like that, and everybody else wants to get up there and they kind of relax a little bit more.
To motivate the team, I just kind of, pump them up. I might get loud in their face or something. Just stay hyper or something, just keep them motivated.
4 of this year's 5 captains are seniors. That means that next year, Coach Consiglio will be looking for members to step up and fill in the void created by this year's graduates.
Captains next year, tough to say. I would say Tom Carolla, because he's a junior and he's already a captain. I don't think he'll be demoted in any way. But insofar as any other people coming forward, that's yet to be seen. Whoever wants to establish that leadership role would be up to them. And then, we might get new people coming out. It's tough to say who would be captain for next year. Tom Carolla, but beyond that, we've yet to be seen.
This year's Township Bowlers are among the top-ranked teams in the conference. This would not have been possible without the dedication and leadership of the captains. But the voids created by this year's graduation will bring forth new opportunities for other bowlers to step up and take on the responsibilities of leading a team with a winning tradition. This has been Kenny Robinson reporting from Monthly Rewind.
With the successes of the Eagles, many students at WTHS have been showing their spirit for the birds. Ryan Shevlin reports.
It all started back in March, first with the signing of Javon Kearse and then with the surprising acquisition of wide receiver Terrell Owens. These 2 events have triggered a new wave of Eagles fever throughout the tri-state area, including Washington Township High School. The Eagles rolled through the regular season, fueling the emotions that the fans felt even before the first snap of the ball on opening day. Even back then, expectations were high for the new season.
The Eagles usually start out kind of strong and usually work their way up. I mean, they've been doing good. So I really figured they were going to win, but you never know because they choked the championship, but we're all hoping they win.
Well, I remember during March there was this big talk of Terrell Owens coming to the Eagles. Oh, they're going to be so great. Well, look what happened. T.O. Oh my knee, I can't, oh my ankle, oh, I can't play anymore. Yeah, that's all I heard. T.O.'s so great, the Freak's so great. Guess what? One of them's gone, and the Freak ain't going to do anything, so tough luck.
The Eagles have won more games than any other team in the NFL over the last 4 years, but Eagles fans are no strangers to disappointment. After suffering through the agony of 3 straight losses in the NFC title game and countless other letdowns, what keeps the fans coming back for more?
I found basically because my dad's like a hardcore Eagles fan, so I kind of grew up with it. We're from Philly, so we always watch them. Always stick behind every Philadelphia team. So.
Oh, because everyone else does.
After an unexpected season-ending injury to star wide receiver Terrell Owens, the Eagles' Super Bowl chances took a hit. But with strong team play, most fans feel that they still pose a significant threat to win the Super Bowl.
I think they're going to win every single game ever from now on because they're amazing and they're my only love in life.
But I think they'll get there. I don't know about win it, but I think they'll get there.
The Eagles are going to lose.
With Donovan McNabb having a career year and 8 other Pro Bowlers on the team, the Eagles are looking to finally get over the hump and make it to the Super Bowl for the first time since 1980. But will the fans finally get their wish of a parade down Broad Street, or will they be sent into another long offseason with thoughts of what could have been? This has been Ryan Shevlin reporting for WTHS Monthly Rewind.
ROTC at Washington Township has brought much interest to the school. Mike Lesenby tells us all about the group.
At ease, viewers, and welcome to the ROTC, the Reserve Officer Training Corps, the elite fighting force of Washington Township High School. In the ROTC, you will learn to duck, dodge, crawl, and fight for your country. Or at least that's what most people imagine when they think about the ROTC. But really, it isn't a military training class. It is a class that works on people skills and life skills with a military background that also teaches discipline and a chain of command. The ROTC class is run by 3 former Air Force officers, Lieutenant Colonel Jerry Gaynor, Lieutenant Colonel Joe Willozen, and Senior Master Sergeant Vincent Stover. To learn more about the ROTC, I talked to Lieutenant Colonel Joe Willozen to find out what actually does go on in the class.
Learning. Our goal here is to teach and help students, learn to be better people in terms of leadership, their management skills, their interpersonal skills, their ability to deal and work with each other, learn to be team players, hopefully to make them better citizens for this community and for the United States.
Another things that the students go through is inspections, ranks, and badges. Inspections are held every Thursday when the students wear their uniforms. In inspection, they are judged on how they wear the uniform and how clean it is. As for ranks, they are given out at set intervals during the year, but for any reason the student may be demoted or promoted because of their attitude and actions. The farther you get into your years, the less spaces there are to improve your rank. As the ranks improve, what exactly do the students do?
Just about everything. The fun part of this job is that we have a chance to let them have the opportunity to learn by doing. We do as little for them other than guide and assign their tasks. We let the students try to make up their own mind and make their own decisions. And fortunately, our bosses and the administration allow us to give the students a lot of latitude on what they can experiment and try, as long as it's not going to get them hurt, get them in trouble. They're allowed to try things, make mistakes, learn from their mistakes, and learn from their successes.
Now that we know what actually goes on in the class, what about after school?
We get involved have gotten involved with blood drives for the Red Cross in the past. We are involved in supporting school activities all throughout the school, craft fairs, ushering, stuff in envelopes. Whenever there's a service that needs to be done in the school, ROTC normally gets called and can provide the people and the students to do that.
Another thing that they experience is badges. They obtain these by doing volunteer work, attendance, attire, good deeds, and about everything else you can think about. So as you can see, these students aren't crawling around in camo, but instead they're learning how to plan, work with others, and overall succeed in life and business. Through marching and drills, they are taught to follow orders and work together. Overall, the ROTC is a productive class that will help anyone willing to improve upon themselves and support a charitable cause. So until next time, this is Michael Lesenby for WTHS Monthly Rewind, signing off.
Thanks for watching the January episode of Monthly Rewind.
Stay tuned for our credits and we'll see you next month.
Good night, Township.